Okay, so originally I started this channel to be kind of like a teacher channel, but not just teaching, also like vlogging my family and crafts, because if you know me, then I do a lot of crafts. So last video I did was a teacher haul. That was almost a year ago. And now I'm doing a crafting video, and this was by special request from one of my former students this past year, and you know who you are, so hopefully you're watching this. So I'm going to take you step by step on how I am making this craft, which today I am making 2 patchwork sweatshirts. And here's an example. This is one I've already done. Okay, this was very detailed though. Okay, like bows on the side, very detailed. The ones I'm making today are not as detailed. They're simpler to do. And yeah, so that's what we're gonna do today. Okay, for those of y'all that are new here, I teach 3rd grade math and science, and I am a crafty girl. Now, since my last video, I was in my first trimester and with my son, and did not have much time for crafts once the school year got started. So everything from after birth to now, I am catching up on the summer. So hopefully I will be posting a lot of crafty videos, but we'll see, because I'm kind of type C. First, I would like to thank my sponsor. That is not my sponsor yet, but I'm like hopefully wishing, or hold on, what is the word? Manifesting, I guess. Manifesting my sponsor, Alani, which it's the new cotton candy flavor. So if that tells you around what time I'm filming this, we'll see how far I actually get from posting this. Yeah. Okay, so like I said, I am making 2 patchwork sweatshirts. One of these I already had. I'm gonna show you. It's yellow, pastel yellow, cropped, cute. This color is very in, which I've had this sweatshirt for years. I just saved it because I was like, well, I know I can do something with it eventually. This is my eventually. So here's the vision. Insert picture here. That's kind of what I want to make, but I don't want to make exactly hers because that's copying. But I was definitely inspired by this girl. So I took my iPad, and it's nothing fancy. This thing is almost 10 years old. And I did a rough sketch of what I'm going to do. So I'm gonna do 3 surfboards similar to hers. I guess my Apple Pencil died, I don't really know. Okay, so I'm gonna do 1 surfboard like this. So the pink is gonna be one fabric, the purple is gonna be a different fabric. And then I'm gonna do one like this with the line going down the middle. And then I'm gonna do the classic one like she did with a smaller like end line. So those are the 3 surfboards I'm gonna do. Now she uses 2 fabrics. I bought a fabric bundle that came with 5 fabrics. So I have this one. I love the colors. It like really makes the yellow pop. I've got this one. I got this one, which has turtles. And if you were in my class, then you know you know. This one's probably my favorite. It has a little hula girls on it. So cute. Okay, and then lastly, it came with these pineapples. So those are the 5 fabrics I have. Not sure which ones I'm going to use yet, but yeah, that's why I'm taking you along on the journey, so we can figure this out together. Sweatshirt 2, okay, is this cute mineral like wash. It's longer, it's a tunic, and it's got this split hem, which I like. Okay, so my vision for that one is, and again, I saw these on TikTok and I got inspired, is this one that says Cool Moms Club. I'll have to insert a picture of what it looks like here, but this is my mock-up for it. Okay, these are just letters. I'm not doing these colors. It was just more for me. My brain works this way. So it's gonna be like in that font. But here's the fabrics that I have. This was another bundle that I got. This Lightning McQueen, cute. Nemo, cute. Up, cute. Monsters Inc., cute. Toy Story, cute. Okay, so those were the 5 that came in the bundle, but also I got another like fat quarter of Bluey, and then these were scraps of leftover, these are leftover fabrics that I had from previous projects. I'm not sure if I want to use them or not. I feel like I want to because it goes with like the vibe of like kids stuff, and yeah, I don't know. I think it goes with the vibe, I guess because they're cartoony also. I have this Pokemon one, and I have this, I want to say the style is chibi, but chibi, but I'm not sure, so maybe. But this like Avengers fabric. But like I said, I feel like it goes with the vibe, and so I was thinking like one letter, like the C could be Lightning McQueen, the O could be Nemo, whatever, you know, like each letter has a different fabric and then repeat the pattern. I thought that would be really cute. So those are the visions. That's what I'm working on, and that's what I hope to achieve with this. I will say I have done this before. This is, I mean, I guess it could be a beginner project. I know how to do a lot of crafts, but I'm not like professional in any crafts. Everything I've done is like self-taught. So if I can do it, you can do it. I will also say having a sewing machine is helpful, but you don't have to have a sewing machine to do these things. It's going to take you longer to complete, but I mean, hand sewing is not a bad skill to learn or have. So there's that. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this stick and stitch, and basically you just draw on it. Sorry, you hear my little baby. I gotta go check on him. Okay, all good. So they come in like sheets like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to trace my pattern from my iPad. Now you have to kind of know what size you want. I don't really know what size I want. So in my opinion, I would rather the surfboards be too big than too small. So I'm going to go trace that really quick. Okay, so I traced all 3 surfboards. I tried to erase right there. But the good thing about this is because they're handmade, they don't have to be perfect, which is part of what's so great about it being handmade. So now that I've traced all of these, I'm gonna cut out the large surfboard. Okay, so now I've cut all 3 out, and so I'm gonna just put them on top of each other and kind of trim them up to make them roughly the same size. But again, since it's handmade, it does not have to be perfect. Like, nobody's gonna be like, oh, one surfboard's a little bit larger than the other one. And if they are, who really cares? Okay, so I chose these 3 fabrics, and so I think for this one, I'm gonna do the red, and then the inside will be pink. And then for this one, it's gonna be, the outside will be blue. No. The outside will be pink, the inside will be blue. And then for the last one, the outside will be blue, the inside will be red. I don't know, I feel like that's too much going on. See, this is the difficult part. Okay, for the last one, I'm gonna do the outside blue and the little stripy part, wavy part, with the turtles. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, for this pattern, I can go ahead and cut out the little middle inside part, because when I lay this down, it'll still lay down with the big surfboard outline, which as a teacher hack I learned with like cutting letters and lamination, is that you just cut the letter and then cut out the inside part, and then when you laminate it, it just all goes back together. Okay, so you'll have something like this. And so you can peel this off. And you're gonna lay this on the right side of your fabric. Okay, so when you lay it down, it will look like this. Now, the great thing about this is now you can cut out your fabric, and then you can just put water on this and it washes away. Also, rookie mistake, but you always iron your fabric before you use it, and I did not do that. Okay, so I have the first surfboard cut out. So now basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the smaller inner surfboard and I'm gonna put that on the pink fabric and then do the same thing, cut it out. So then you should have something like this. So then if I put the 2 surfboards together, like so. So now what I'm gonna do is, one, I'm gonna go do the other surfboards. But to get off this, I've done it under the sink where you scrub it, but the easiest way is to put water in a bowl and just let these soak in there and then let them dry and then iron them. That's the easiest way. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna go make the other surfboards and then come back. So I have all 3 surfboards cut out now. So I'm gonna put these in a bowl to soak, and then I'll iron them, and then we'll go to the next step. So I let them all soak in the bowl. All the silky stitch came off. So now I'm just letting them dry before I iron them. So while I wait for those to dry, I'm gonna use the fabric that I use for my sweatshirt, and I got these charms from Hobby Lobby, and I was gonna make one of those little wrap bracelets, which I already have one. This is the one that I already made. It's giving coastal grandma, which is the vibe that I was going for. So now I'm gonna make like a Hawaiian one and then like a Lilo and Stitch one, which I think will be super cute. So for this, there's no measurements. I'm just gonna cut like that much and go all the way up. And I'm gonna do the same thing with this fabric. I'm just gonna cut it about that wide. So now I have these 2 strips. And so I'm gonna start taking apart these so that way I can roll them on there or clip them on there. Okay, so I made the bracelets. I guess you can't really, okay, hold on, let me try again. Here's the bracelet, one of them. I made 3. I made one for my mom, and I made this like summery one. Super cute. Okay, anyways, back to the sweatshirt, the surfboard sweatshirt. I took this Heat and Bond backing and I traced out all my pieces. And so this is the last piece I have, and then, so I'll cut this out. So when you use this, you're supposed to iron your fabric on and then cut out whatever shape you want. But I feel like that wastes a lot of it. So I just traced my shape and then I cut it out like smaller than what I traced. So that way it fits in the same size fabric, like, and it's rough. It doesn't have to be perfect. And then that way when I iron it, it all fits. Okay, so now that I have all of that done, I'm gonna go warm up my iron and then I'm gonna iron the fabric down to the Heat and Bond, and then I'll show you what I do after that. I highly recommend getting a heat press because that's what I do, or that's what I use to fuse all this together. And so I'm just gonna set it on top for like 10 seconds, and it has a timer, which is really nice. And then I'm gonna take it off and I'll do the other pieces. And then I'll do the last two surfboards. Okay, so now I have them all fused together to the Heat and Bond. Now, some people just stop here and then they like peel off the backing and then iron it onto whatever. I only do that so it stays in place when I sew it on, because I don't trust this to stay on and not peel off. So basically I peeled off the backing and then I laid everything down how I want it, how I want to press it. And so the backing is still on the main surfboard. It's just the little accent pieces that I peeled off the backing. So I'm gonna iron those down. Okay, so now the little accent pieces are all fused down. So before I go and sew the accent piece to the fabric, I'm gonna just trim up and make it a little neater. Like you see how this edge is like way out. I'm gonna fix that up. Okay, so I trimmed them all up. They look a little better now. I still might need to trim this one a little more. I can't tell. I think I like them, but I'm not for sure. So I'm gonna go sew all of these down. Now, I'm in no way a professional sewer, but I do like the messy look, which also goes with it being handmade. I don't want it to be like, I don't want it to look professional. I like messy. Like, I like messy hair, so it's not perfect. I'm just doing a zigzag stitch in white, and I'm just going around, I'm sewing the outline and the accent piece together. And I go really slow, that way I make sure I don't mess up. And I already messed up because I didn't hold down my top thread. I also want to note that I have a Brother SE 625, which sews and embroiders. So then you'll have something like this, and then you just cut the extra threads. So now I'm going to do the other two really quick. Okay, so I have all three surfboards done. Like I said, my stitches aren't perfect. I just did my best. And now I'm gonna lay them out on the sweatshirt. Okay, so basically I just line it all up, and then I'll get my surfboards and I'll line them up at the beginning. Now it does help having like the numbers, because then you can make sure they're evenly spaced apart and all where they should be. So I'm gonna do one in the center, and then I don't know how many inches I want them apart, maybe like 4 and 4. I don't know. I mean, that looks good to me. Okay, I think I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna leave it here, and then I'm gonna use my heat press, which I already warmed up, and I'm gonna get them down, and I'm gonna hold it there for like 10 seconds. Then I'm gonna do the other ones. And then I'm just gonna go over it one more time, one little good swipe, and then I should be good to go. Okay, so this is what it's looking like. Super cute. So now basically the last thing I have to do is just go and sew the surfboards onto the jacket. You could stop here, but I want to make sure that the surfboards stay, so that's why I'm gonna go sew it. Okay, so this is the final product, and you can tell if you look really closely at the stitching, like it's obviously not perfect, but like that's the whole point, is it's handmade, it's cute, and yeah. So that's my like kind of tutorial, but I'm sure there's better ones. But yeah, and thanks for watching. Also, I will be, I guess, posting part 2 with my other sweatshirt whenever I start making that, which will probably be tomorrow. But yeah, thanks.